Hi, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Subscribe, like, share, and thumbs up this video if you think it's helpful to you or it would be helpful to someone else. You know, the narcissist speaks our language, but it means something totally different. So just be mindful of that. They can speak in ways that we normally speak because we're authentic. We are the originators of everything they want to be, and they seek to steal and be for short periods of time, obviously. Oh, I got an announcement to make, guys. I got a confession. I've been in a relationship with someone for maybe two years, maybe 2 years. Let me introduce him to you. Come on over here. Let me introduce you to YouTube. Come on, don't be bashful. Hi, meet Mochismo. I thought that was funny. Be in a relationship with yourself. I mean, as corny as that might sound, once you start, and we always talk about it, get to know yourself a little more than you did before the narcissist, and you'll find out that organically you can attract a person to you at some point that is exactly on the wave that you're on. And you'll be able to not only detect the ones that are not for you, you will be able to relate to people who are pretty much vibrating with you. So I thought that was kind of funny. I hope you guys got a kick out of that. But the narcissist speaks our language and our lingo, but it means something totally different. And I was thinking about something. When you meet a narcissist, you being a man or a woman, you definitely probably can relate to this. And you'll say, and you start chopping it up, just general cordial interactions, and you'll say you're involved with somebody, and they'll say no, and they'll ask you if you're involved with somebody. You say no, I'm single, and you'll say, and you'll ask me, you got somebody you're involved with? You married? They'll say no, I'm not. I'm single, and you may inquire a little more. And this is some things that have happened to me in the past, and I've been able to recount it now at least 2 occasions. The response was, relationships are too hard or just too much work. Relationships are just too much work. That's a narcissist most often, not always. It may be a person who's got childhood wounds and been in a lot of relationships that have failed, and they just don't really know why. They can't put their finger on it. It may be, in fact, narcissist that they've gotten themselves involved with. But let's say, for sake of this conversation, this is a narcissist. They are telling you the truth. They are telling you the truth by way of relationships are just too much work. You know why they're telling you the truth? Because they're not willing to work on them. And when I say work, that's a very loosely used word, because a true relationship that is, I believe, built on respect, transparency, and authenticity, and just organically flows, I don't think that's work at all. It's actually it's working itself. And I know when the ups and the downs comes, that's another level of working. But the stamina that you and that person have to begin with is going to definitely carry you guys through those little humps. Those are just experiences that you and that person are going to endeavor together. But you knowing them well and them knowing you well, you can't be shaken. Where 2 or more are gathered in his name, he's in the midst. Especially if that's a God ordained or God fueled interaction. So they say this because, and because it's relatable to you, you right way say in your subconsciousness, when the tentacle should be going up, that's something relatable, and that's how the narcissist gets us. It's something that tickles our ears. So we think subconsciously, wow, they identify with relationships, they are work. And you're not realizing what I just said and those things I pointed out. Because before we awakened, we had childhood wounds. We were codependent. We did do things to try to validate ourselves, much like the narcissist, or get validation, because narcissists most often groomed us to jump at the carrot. Until you come into who you are truly designed to be, you don't have to do cartwheels and backflips for anything. You're not chasing the bone. You're okay just right where you are as a spectator. So they do this in another sense because they need to temperature check you, heat check you, like some of us say. Because in saying relationships are a lot of work, they are temperature checking you to see how you're going to respond. What they're counting on is to gauge how much work you're willing to put into a relationship by way of your response, the things that you are willing to do. So they're interviewing you. They're interviewing you with these questions or these remarks. So let's back up. Now, awakened empath, hearing that narcissist say that same thing, that is a flag to be noted. Not to say they are a narcissist, but these are just things, tidbits to be noted. You put that right here, right here. Don't put it back here. Put it right here in the forefront of your mind. And you just gauge and you observe. And you'll find out that that's what they're doing, because they need to know if you're willing to carry the whole load or most of the load. You know they're lazy. And another thing, let's say if it goes further than that, and you began to get into like in the relationship or the friendship culminates into a like back and forth call, texting, or whatever. And say you're like me and you're pretty, you're generally talkative, and you may be a little more talkative than the narcissist, but you don't know they're a narcissist yet, right? And some people are just shy. But we're saying that this is a narcissist, so keep this in mind. This is just some things to put together. When you see one thing, you put that right here, and then if it starts to add up, that will save us a lot of headaches down the line before the inception of a relationship gets started, especially the intimate part. If you can see these things and identify them early on, you won't even get enmeshed in these relationships by way of intimacy, because that's when that soul tie really forms itself. Because after sex, it changes the game, and you know that. All of your inhibitions are lowered then. So another thing, when you start texting back and forth, or let's say if you're on a conversation on the phone, let's do that. You're on a conversation, you're talking, they're talking a little bit, you're talking, and all of a sudden, like myself most often, now I would recognize that, wow, let me allow them to give me a little bit of input on them. And they will say almost instantly, why are you so quiet? Why aren't you talking anymore? And you'll kindly reply like, I want to give you an opportunity to talk. I've been doing all the talking, I want to give you an opportunity to share some stuff with me, And you will notice that they'll say one or two words, then they go right back to the silence. And you'll continue to be silent for a little while longer. You'll respond to like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. Interesting. And you'll just stay quiet. And you'll find they'll lose steam after about two comments. They are lazy as hell, man. They won't put in an effort verbally, intellectually, or physically after they get you in. But the important part of awakening empaths and chosen ones, the reason why we are continuing to beat this dead horse and put this nail in the coffin, is because the inception is what we need to be guarded on. We need to know what we know and hold to it. Stay vigilant. Stay vigilant. You must enter a relationship or interaction with anyone who seems to be interested in you, be it friendship, church, boyfriend, girlfriend, or any other interaction. You must approach it with the mindset of suspicion. And I know some people may say you can't live your life like that. The hell you say. I've said this before. It becomes natural. It becomes innate to who you are. Because you're awake. You're aware. It is just like saying when you go into a room filled with toxic gases, don't put a mask on. Just go in there, hold your breath real quick, and run back out. Anything can happen when you're in there. You could bump your head on something and become overwhelmed by the fumes. This is how narcissists can get you. You have to be on guard. On guard here. There's not a lot of work involved here, guys. The only reason why you may feel like it's work is because you're not willing to stand the course and stay the course on a consistent basis. You want to address this sometime. You want to acknowledge this newfound awareness and awakeness on some days. Then you want to take days off. Do you brush your teeth some days and you don't brush them other days? I mean, casually speaking, I'm sure some of us have missed a day or two here brushing our teeth. But the whole point of that is you have to maintain consistency. Whether it's going to the gym, whether it's going to work. You miss a lot of days at work, they'll terminate you. It's a policy. And the policy of awakening empaths and chosen ones is to be consistent. Be consistent as you were before the narcissist, but in a whole newfound way. Hope you guys got this. Thank you for joining me. And as always, that being said, bless.